Today I'm excited to share my Lego build project of a Texas tradition, the homecoming mum. I got the idea from my wonderful girlfriend's love of Legos, and decided to give her a mum made entirely of Lego for our senior year. To start off the design process, I actually first built a snail. Using the BrickLink Studio app, you are able to design your own custom Lego set. It starts with that fun snail building tutorial. From there you can move and snap pieces together like real Legos. Curvy part of the design was a bit tricky, so I brought in some mom support for angle math. After that, it was time to start buying Legos. BrickLink also has a cool way to connect with used Lego sellers from around the world. Ended up with some great pieces shipped from France and Slavia. Even for international shipping, they arrived in great time. Locally, I hit up Bricks and Minifig stores. I have 2 stores near me, and it was fun to explore the bins with my dad looking for pieces. And of course, had to visit the Lego store. They have a cool Lego wall, and I was able to grab a few base plates. We had a ton of Legos after that to organize for easy access in little containers. For the main flower in Texas, homecoming mums are traditionally white, but we could not find any of the petal pieces in white from Lego. We ended up committing a great Lego faux pas and painted a bunch of the clear pieces white. I think it turned out really nicely. Now it's time to get to the build itself. I go to one of the largest high schools in Texas, with the graduating class being about 1,600 students. This means that the odds of someone running into my date and breaking the Legos apart was very high. I decided to use the Craggle to hold all the pieces together, to ensure the mum would last a very long time as a keepsake for my wonderful date. Last year I made her a long-lasting wooden mum with ribbons of lace to make a country aesthetic, as we live in Texas and she loves the country vibe. I'm very excited for this build since it let me explore a new form of creativity I don't normally work with. And it lets me understand my girlfriend's love for Legos a bit more. For the outer colors, I used the designated senior class of 2026 colors for white and silver. I substituted gray since silver Legos pieces aren't all that common, but they had many shades of gray to use for this project. I think this worked out well since all pieces have a nice glossy shine anyways. The circular pattern was definitely a challenge. Legos are more square-based and it was difficult to maintain a rounded shape. Shout out to my awesome parents who helped make a custom base plate using a 3D printer. This held the shape perfectly as it was in my head in BrickLink design. More Craggle was definitely necessary for this step. Quick additional fact about BrickLink. That paper you see in the video was actually generated from the software after the design was done. It helps you remember what goals you had for each step of the way, as a handy instruction manual to yourself.
Pausing the build for a bit to explain how our lanyard for the mom is going to work. Since Legos are very heavy and moms are meant to be worn, we have a breakaway lanyard, and luckily Lego makes them with flowers as well. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to unsew this part of it, loop it through the loop, and we're going to stitch it back on, so my wonderful date will have a breakaway lanyard for her mom. We got a clip. We're almost a clip. And this is our end result of the stitch, and I can't hold this thing, and it's all good to go.
The mum will be about 8 inches across. This can actually be considered rather small by Texan standards. However, my girlfriend is a very practical person, so we decided to make it more transportable and a bit easier to handle through the day of homecoming game. Added some school mascot flair as well. I think it turned out really well so far. For the ribbons, we had to make sure they were flexible to emulate a traditional feel. I had a bit of a challenge when it came to making sure the Legos had movement like a standard ribbon, but I found a good idea in having a double layer set up, having a layer of Lego underneath a ribbon and putting our Lego design on top of it to hold it in place and make it flexible. Best part of a homecoming mum is making it personalized. Here you can see I tried to fill the Lego ribbons with her favorite things. Her hobbies like music and art, love of The Office, escape rooms, and of course, minifigures of the both of us. Now that we have the actual mum done, it's time to prepare a sign. In my area, you try to make a memorable proposal to the dance. I used 6 blue baseboards in a frame and decided to put Lego Tohoku on the board to the right of the mum before putting tons of hearts and flowers around it, to give it that floral feeling. Along the way of building this project, we had lots of ups and downs, but it was a great way to explore my creative side and learn how to pick up a bajillion itty-bitty Legos off the floor. Now it's time to put the proposal together. Last year, I decorated the yard with tons of wooden flowers before I asked the question and wanted to do same this year. I borrowed Lego flower sets from friends and family and enlisted my little cousins to help build with me. Shout out to Backyard Murphy for letting us borrow some tables. This was a great time to spend with family. My goal is to fill our local boba restaurant with Lego flowers and the board. My next stop is Sweet Bear and Alan to complete the Hoko proposal. I'll post another video showing the end result soon.